this the entire family. You understand what I'm saying? I've seen them do it to grandmothers. I've seen them do it to almost everybody. So it's a terrible thing. You know what happens?
We're at a good, you know, time and era right now, because we have more millionaires and rich and famous Black people that may came from the mud, and they could share their story and make it, you know, more public, like Meek Mills, you know what I'm saying? People have their views about him on how, you know, what he used to do, dumb shit and all that. It doesn't matter. He was on probation for like 30 years. And he was violated for like riding a bike and stuff like that. Had he been another color, that he would not have been violated. He probably wouldn't have been in trouble the way, you know, he was. Now, I'm no Meek Mills. Look at my story. I'm just a young Black girl from Brownsville who went through that. Imagine, and now me, I'm not a criminal, and I never like indulge in criminal activity. Imagine somebody else. This could have been the start to a whole, you know, history of stuff. You know what I mean? That you got me on papers at 16 years old. You know how many people from my hood? That's the beginning of the a whole damn, you know, lifetime of trouble. And then once you get railroaded that easy at 16 years old, you know, you don't trust the system no more. And a lot of people, you know, fall in the cracks and all that. Thank God, you know what I'm saying, that, you know, I was smart enough not to get in any trouble or, you know, make the situation worse, I should say. I hate the word worse. But
you talking here, worse off.
Y'all know what I mean. Y'all know what I mean.
I got to fight it with worse stuff.
My story. Imagine how many other people's story is like that. Speaking of that, you know, our number is 929-231-6415. Call us up, and maybe you guys could share.
Yeah, shed some light on y'all experiences. Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm not reading the comments on Facebook either, because that was my job, right?
Yeah, shed us some light. Well, that happened to me too. My situation was a little bit different. You know, back in the days, you know, I had sticky fingers, me and my clique, and you know, we was in the stores doing what we do, and it wasn't my first time, but it was technically on paper the first time that I had got caught. And because I had, you know, the other young ladies with me, and they had previous records and everything, you know, they kept coming back to me saying, well, in order for such and such, you know, to get off without her doing any time, you got to take this type of charge. You got to plead to this and take this heavy charge so your peoples could go off. And I'm like, well, why y'all want to give me a heavy charge? It's my first time getting caught, technically. You know what I'm saying? And really, why y'all trying to roll somebody on a couple of pieces of items? It ain't even grand larceny. It was, you know, some little petty stuff that they caught us with or whatever. But I mean, this one prosecutor and this one legal aid, I mean, she came back and she was just going hard for the system. But we knew it was the game. Thank God we could see through all of that. But I mean, she was on, well, you're going to have to take this and you're going to have to take that. And there's no way around it. If you don't take this, then she's going to have to take that. I mean, it was like to the point where she was just trying to railroad me because I was the one that ain't have nothing. She was going to make sure I was going to stick. Right. Yeah. So I was like, man, this ain't going to fly with us. This ain't going to fly. Because I knew, you know, look, I got a future. You know, I'm going to be a big time CEO. I'm going to be a billionaire. I don't have time for this on my record. Long story short, she finally she finally took, you know, me on a little lesser charge that I said, okay, you know, she put so much pressure on us. All right, let's do the deal. You know, at that point, she really had us all going and we was trying not to fold on each other, but I took a little heat, but it was hard because that heat came back and bit me later on, years and years back, because what she did was put it on my record and she put it on there so obscure that every time I went for a job, and this was when I, you know, was getting ready to start my big sales career, and, you know, I was like, man, I ain't got nothing on there. As far as I knew, it wasn't, you know, nothing major. You know, I disclosed everything. But the way, I don't know what she did, what she worded, I got fingerprinted. I did everything. I was ready for my new position. Everybody at the organization was excited about me joining the sales team. Man, do you know that joint came back? It was old too. This was probably like 15 years later, and that charge came up, and they couldn't understand it. We had to contact Jersey. It was just the weirdest situation. I was so disappointed. I said, this snake bitch here, she set me, she robbed me, she set me up. Everything that she set out to do. Well, I know, young Patty, young Lisa, they stole some shit too. They be rich and they still stealing. You know what I'm saying? They out there stealing even more, and Daddy Warbucks, got them covered. But, they would have gave them a slap on the wrist and let them go. I've seen it so many times.
Saying stealing, no, not trying to sound, or stereotypical or whatever, but, these Caucasians, they will kill a whole family and they will try to offer them a deal. We do the slightest little thing, they throwing the whole book at us.
Word up.
The whole book.
All I had was a little bathing suit. She tried to railroad the queen. The queen couldn't even get a job over a swimsuit. I'm like, damn, really? Barbara Walters, you damn Barbara Walters.
Kill her mama and dad because they didn't
because she couldn't go to the party.
3 years in jail, okay?
Word up.
8 because she said she had some type of mental illness.
Yeah, well, I should have pleaded the insanity about that bathing suit, and then it wouldn't have railroaded my career. But I mean, that's just how, and that's what we talking about. Anybody that just came in, we're talking about systemic injustice. We're talking about your experiences with the police or, public defenders and all of that. Anything with the system, y'all go ahead and call. We talked enough. Come on, y'all, come join in. We see y'all watching. Hi, cousins. Hi, families. Everybody. Y'all call in. The number is 929-231-6415. Let us hear from you guys. What was your experience with the penal system, with the judicial system, with any system, your radio system, anything right now? Call us up, y'all. Come on, tune in, call up. We need some phone calls. What are people saying out there? Are they saying hello? Give us some information.
No, nobody's saying anything yet. So that's just like,
hey, everybody.
Hi, everybody on Instagram and Facebook land. Chime in, call in at 929-231-6415. Again, people out there, it's the Door Radio land as well. Also, I want to talk about, you seen that post, speaking of how the injustice is, the system is, and how they all these racist bigots is in places of power that's making decisions that is designed to break up the Black family and cause all type of turmoil and stuff. Look at that white guy who was caught on camera ripping down Black Lives Matter posters that was posted on a public gate. And, they recorded him and they were like, oh, what are you doing? And he was like, F that or whatever. And they was like, well, Black Lives Matter. He was like, not to me. They done tracked them down because, the internet is getting busy now. Like, they
coming.
We want his name, her job. We want her fired. We want this.
Right. It's like a different time now.
Yes.
Different time.
Out, and he was actually, he worked in the family court. And I don't know, I think
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Black lives don't matter.
That's what I'm saying.
Could you imagine Black family?
That's what I'm saying.
With that type of mentality?
This is what we've been dealing with for 405 million years. People like that who are a judge for 30 years, and you wonder why certain families are broken up and we can't get it together. Yeah, our people, sometimes we play the bullshit and we need to get our shit together. But I'm telling you, the system is something else. He's out there ripping down posters saying Black lives do not matter. How many families that he destroyed? How many families?
He didn't even care that he was being recorded at either.
They don't. Why would they care? Why would they care? Why would they care? Why? If you're in full authority, why would you care? If you're high ranking, if you're the powers and principalities and spiritual wickedness in high places, Why would you care? Who's gonna reprimand you? Who? You've been doing it for 30 years. You know what I'm saying? Y'all call up. Call up, y'all. Let me hear your voice. Let me hear y'all talk. 929.
Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead. 929-231-6415. Y'all come up. Hi, y'all. Hi, ladies.
Not only my experience, I experienced it personally, but I know, you know, I have brothers that have had those kind of issues, brothers that's in jail, like my, but personally, my father-in-law, he was sentenced to jail for a crime that he didn't commit. And it took 25 years to get exonerated.
Oh, your father-in-law, that was a beautiful story of redemption, but it was sad how 25 years.
He's supposed to be a guest on our show in the future as well. I hear about that, but yeah, this is like happens on a regular. My brother-in-law, he's in jail for natural life. You would think he was a serial killer, you know what I'm saying? Because you got serial killers that don't even have natural life. They literally be giving sentences to us like as if, you know, we was eating bodies or something like that. And they don't like, and they don't be giving those type of sentences to anybody else.
Right. And that's the thing. Look, I mean, I'm not trying to exonerate anybody because, you know, at the end of the day, you know, it's all about your character and you doing the right thing. But I mean, look at Bill Cosby and all of those guys. I mean, look at the Caucasian man. Look at the Caucasian man who did way more than him recently, and he's still out. Oh, Weinstein. Look at the last name. Yeah. Weinstein. Look at the money. You understand? Look at the bloodline. Look at the last name. Weinstein. He's still out. Oh, he was ill. He was sick. He was this and that. It took them forever. Women were coming out by the tons, blowing this man up. And this man stayed free. They annihilated. They tore apart Bill Cosby, not justifying his behavior, but I'm just saying it's just the system, and it's just the difference, you know what I'm saying, with the color. And so now we got to get on it, people. We got to start, you know, getting out here, and it's our responsibility to turn. We got to ride this wave. Now that we have become more conscious, now that the tables are turning, because it's something big going on here, you know. Now's the time for us to get out here and start getting our ducks in a row and start voting and doing protesting and getting to the local officials and doing what we need to do on a whole, getting ourselves together. Because this is ridiculous. I mean, it's sad.
Yeah, and you know what else I want to touch on? Imagine us. We're out here in the free world where we can make complaints. We can, you know, videotape. We can. It's all kinds of levels that we can fight the injustice. Imagine those people, those inmates that are in jail, where everybody is working together. Like I know, I have several family members that have been in the correctional facility, and these correctional officers, they will plant contrabands. Like if they don't like you and they want you to get up out of a jail, they will plant contrabands in your cell. They will beat the shit out of you, and you make a complaint against them. Guess who's reviewing the complaint? A fellow correctional officer. And guess what happens? Oh, your complaint is unfounded. You know, it's all part of the system. Like you have Billy Bob beats up Rakim. Rakim makes a complaint against Billy Bob. And who you going to do? Billy Bob's brother-in-law to say, you know, he did this. And the brother-in-law is like, no.
Did you say Billy Bob?
Yeah, Billy Bob is like, unfounded. You're going to the hole. Like this happens every day in the correctional facility as well. And I know some people be like, oh, they committed a crime, then they should have stayed out if they didn't want to deal with this. But everybody that's in jail is not in there because they committed a crime for one. And even if they did, they in there, it's supposed to be a rehabilitation place. It ain't no place for you to be, you know, abusing them, mistreating them, treating them like animals or anything like that. Like I have a big problem with officers, cops, correction officers, and all that, who took an oath to uphold the law, and then they get and start acting more criminal than the criminals.
And that's a great point that you made, because a lot of them had took the oath and it turned them into what they're trying to fight against, or what they were supposed to uphold.
Exactly.
Because if you got to do all of that to make somebody else do time, where it takes away from your integrity and what you're supposed to. Because I remember when I was little, I used to look up to police officers. I used to think they were really nice guys. And I used to be like, wow, you're a police officer, you got a gun. I remember at some point they used to help. I used to think that, and I was young, I was a kid. And I was like, man, they gonna help, and they, they save and they protect or whatever. And then now it's like last night, my security system went off. I was telling you, right? My baby made a mistake. And my security company was like, well, we're gonna dispatch the police. My ass was shook. I was like, I do not want the fucking police coming to my house. This is my house, this is my property. I don't even want them coming here. I don't even know what they're gonna come here and do. That's how I felt last night. Are they gonna knock on my door and decide they're gonna say, let me come in and see your ID? And whatever they feel like doing, I gotta comply if I don't want to get my head knocked off. Or even if I do comply, they can still, do anything to me. I felt very vulnerable. All right, we got our guest up. Hey.
Hi.
Deja is our guest. She joined us.
Yay! Hi, Deja.
Look
Hi.
at with her natural hair. Yes, loving it. I love it.
Thank you.
So thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. I'm so proud of you. This is one of my honorary nieces. We all the aunties and all the nieces and stuff around.
Yes, everybody's my aunt, right?
No, since they kids, I'm your aunt.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when you want to cover that magazine. I'm your aunt, girl.
Don't forget about
girl, you remember I'm aunt such and such. Yeah.
So Deja, we wanted, I invited you on here. First of all, because I'm so proud of you. And I wanted, now to have a little platform, I wanted you to come on here and tell your story.
Okay.
So introduce yourself and who you are,
Mm-hmm.
and what business you had, what made you start it. Give us your little spill on
Give us the goodies, Deja. Give us the goodies.
Okay, so I am Deja. I'm 28 and I moved to Ghana in October to start my own business in Jamaican food. I built my food truck from the ground up in Ghana. I don't have any family in Ghana. I had one friend in Ghana. And I personally just feel like Black people belong in Africa, especially with the injustice that we face here in America. And I felt like it was my duty to show other young people my age, younger than me, older than me, that life doesn't stop just here in America. We have the entire world at our hands and we should take advantage of that.
I love it.
I had a vision, I had a goal. God gave me the vision and I went for it.
Yes.
Wow. So you basically what you're saying is you had nobody there in Ghana. You just put this all together and said, look, I am out of here. You had no fear.
The first time I went to Ghana was in December 2015. I travel often, but going to Africa just seems so far-fetched because you hear like you need mad shots, you need a visa, you need so many different things. So it just seemed impossible to get there. But I also thought to myself, like, if I can go to Europe, if I can go to Asia, if I can go to Australia, why can't I go to Africa? I might as well see what the motherland is about, being that it's known as the motherland. Why is it called the motherland and they show us all the negatives? You know what I mean? So I wanted to go and see for myself. And I had a friend from high school. I have a friend from high school. She's from Ghana. And she invited me to come the first time. I told her, like, I want to come to Africa. She said, come. I was figuring out like how I'm gonna get there. The flight was expensive. My mom booked my flight for as my Christmas gift, and I was the first one in my family to go to Africa. So
Yay.
that was like another accomplishment for me. And then I was able to bring my family to Africa as well. So that was another accomplishment on top of that. So it's just been great things happening since I made that move.
Right.
And you know
Oh,
what
that's amazing.
I want to add to her story that she comes from a very connected family. They do everything together. And I was like, when Tammy told me that she was moving to that she moved to Africa, I said, move to Africa? For her to, this is not a regular girl. Like, they family, mother, father, sister, nieces, all of them, they travel together. They always together. For her to like leave
up and go. Yeah.
and go to a whole nother continent, that was just like a shock to me of itself.
Yeah, right. I just wanted to be the one to show. I feel like I had to be the leader for my family. I wanted them to get that stereotype of Africa out of their minds. And if I can go, then we all can go. So when my grandparents were there, they stayed a month. My aunts came, the kids came, everyone came. So
hey, girl, we gonna think Girlz Radio gonna be airing from there soon. We gonna come.
They all love
it. Africa making all the Jamaican food. I hear that. Dude, so how is it? Like, what is the experience? Like, what's the difference? Like, what do you like more about Africa? Like, what is it that you would like to emphasize on Africa that people probably, because like you said, the people got a lot of negative views about Africa because it's like, it seems like such a poverty country or whatever, because that's the way.
Right, from the media does that. Yeah, the media does a great job of making Africa seem like it's a very poor continent. It's the word, you know, they only show the big stomachs and the kids and no water and it's no wealth there. But yet and still they have took all the resources. They're getting rich over there. So give us the real tea, beauty.
So don't be fooled, okay? The richest Black people are in Africa, not here in America. So don't be fooled by that. That's one. Two, I love it because I know the dollar, well, the city, that's their dollar. The money that I'm spending, I know it's going to a Black home, a Black family, Black children, a Black mother. So I feel good spending my money there. Three, a lot of people say that, a lot of Americans say that Africans don't like us and, you know, they're mean and all these things. Granted, I feel like for the most part, Africans in America kind of have like this defense about them because when they came here, if you remember in school, I remember people calling them like African booty scratcher, and so they were teased. Yeah, so they were teased growing up, and you can't blame them for having this way about them because when they come from Africa, they're coming from having a driver, they're coming from having a maid, they're coming from having a chef, and then you come here, and then for people to make fun of you is like, I'm somebody, you know what I mean? And then you have your own Black people coming in trying to tear you down. So when I'm there in Africa, in Ghana, everybody is welcoming. Everybody is so excited at what I'm doing. All the locals, they'll ask me what I'm selling, what I'm doing, and they'll want to know what's happening. So being that I sell Jamaican dishes, there's a direct connection between Ghana and Jamaica. So the first people that were slaves in Jamaica came from Ghana. So I like to give them a brief history on that story to share the connection and let people know that we are connected. And once I tell them that story, they automatically, they want to taste the food, they want to taste the spices, and they see there's a similarity, but
very similar. Yeah, we're all in time. So your cuisine is Jamaican.
Yes.
So what's your specialty? What's your dish?
So, okay, another thing I want people to know is that I don't come from a culinary background. And I don't have any real experience in the kitchen. It was literally me just having God giving me the vision and him telling me to trust him. And if I do so, he'll lead the way. He'll put the right people in my path. So it was everything that I've learned was like brand new to me. As far as like I said, I built the truck from the ground up. not
Okay.
knowing anybody out there. The company
Right.
that built my truck, I was the first mobile kitchen that they built. So everything is new to me. And so right now we sell jerk chicken, we
Okay.
sell jerk pork, we sell escovitch
There
fish.
you go.
Huh?
Ooh.
Hold on, I'm going to give out the number so people could call in and ask you questions too. Like what
Okay.
the story. The number is 929-231-6415. Anybody that wants to call in and ask this beautiful young lady any questions, 929-231-6415 is the number. Okay, you can go. You can finish.
Yeah, so jerk chicken, jerk pork,
Okay.
we have escovitch fish, rice and peas. I made a rasta pasta because that's something new for them. So I would
Yes.
give it out as
I
a
love people
sample
love that new dish
for
here.
free. Yeah, and I've been in the States since the quarantine. So when I return back, I plan on bringing new dishes. So I want to do oxtail,
Oh,
curry
yes.
goat, and a few other things.
Okay. Well, that sounds delish. That's the stuff that we love and
What
everything.
about that rice? That famous African.
Jollof. Yeah, we have jollof rice on our menu. We have fried rice. Because we have to infuse a few Ghanaian dishes just to once again bring that
Right.
connection.
Right.
And everybody in Ghana loves jollof rice, so it's only right. We have their pepper sauce, we have salad, we have plantain, we do festival.
Mm.
And like I said, I have so many like specials that I'm planning to bring. And I'm just excited. I got drinks that I'm bringing, so I got a
Yay.
lot in store that I got
Right.
planned. I'm
So
just
this
ready for
time,
these borders to open up so I can get back.
right. But this time you had I take it what it sounds like is the time you had over here gave you a whole new ideas and new outlook so you can go and open up big time with some new stuff for the business.
Yeah, I feel like being here just gave me time to work on my dishes, perfect my craft, to create menus. I also want to bring a chef from Jamaica, so that's something that I have in the works.
That's big.
Just and some people, to me and to them, it's like an opportunity because once again, going to Africa seems so far-fetched, and I feel like if I can bring someone who knows what they're doing in the kitchen and they are interested in coming to Africa, come on over, let's make this money, let's do this together, let's have this experience.
Beautiful.
Let's give back to our Black people. So
Right.
I'm working on doing that next.
So how hard, I mean, the story is amazing, but for another young lady that's out there, that may have, some doubts and some fears, who may not have all the resources, I'm an entrepreneur as well. And I know it took me a while, because I was scared, I was nervous. I was like, man, how am I going to get money to do this? What, you have all the doubts because you figure you got this dream. It's right here. How do I get to right there? What could you tell, another young lady or a young man out there, how you overcame some obstacles? I know we all run into some obstacles, or how you overcame your fears to just make this manifest for you.
So I did a few things to build my confidence, right? And building my confidence made me believe in myself that I can accomplish this goal. I feel like that's the only thing that you need to accomplish anything in the world is your own confidence. So I went skydiving. I said if I could jump out of a plane 10,000 miles, I could move to Africa. I hosted my first women empowerment event. I graduated college. I just did, and I took speech classes so I can, go in front of the class. I just did a whole bunch of things to challenge myself, right?
So,
and then,
No, I was gonna say, so you worked on yourself.
On
that's
myself.
The main thing. Okay.
Yes, that's the main thing. Secondly, I listened to podcasts. I followed people that I aspired to be like. And I just surrounded myself by people also who were motivating. Like I literally changed my entire circle. I was focused, and I didn't focus on how I would do it, because when you focus on how, it seems impossible. But I just worked towards it every single day. So I was like, okay, I know I want to go to Africa. I know I want to move to Ghana, right? What can I do today to get me a step closer? And then I just did that every single day. Like I literally wrote out a plan for the entire year of 2019 of what I need to get done in order for me to make that move.
And
I feel like writing every single thing down is so important, because you think you could put it in your phone, in your notes, it's not the same. You think you could keep it in your head, it's not the same. When you write it down, you can see it, it's clear, you know what's your next step, and then you can check it off and you see where you got to go next.
I love it. So y'all hear that?
Daisy, when exactly did you make the move to Africa?
When?
Yeah.
In October.
2019.
So another thing too is like sometimes you just gotta pick up and go. Like we would just be thinking, contemplating on so many things, and that's just like a waste of time. I feel I firmly believe in taking leaps, and when you take that leap of faith, I feel like the way appears. Like it just would happen for you if you have that confidence in yourself. So I would tell people, work on themselves, plan, write it out, and just go for it.
Well, people on Instagram is saying that's that black girl magic.
Huh?
I said people on Instagram are saying that's that black girl magic.
Thank you.
That we got embedded in us. We're just magical. We're magicians.
We are.
Happen.
We are magical.
You give us scraps and we gonna make it happen. Like we make the best out of whatever situation.
Yes.
You know, whatever we put our minds to doing, it's nothing that can stop us from doing it.
Nothing. And when I see those women, that's another thing. Seeing the women out there in the heat with their babies on their backs. Sometimes one will be in the front, one will be in the back. They'll have what they're selling on their heads. And I'm just looking at them like, wow, I have no excuses. There's no excuse I can give myself, because these women are here and they're sacrificing every single day with children and with less than what I have. So what is my excuse?
Right. And that's why it's very important that, you see other parts of the world. You know what I'm saying? That's why I feel like you're not living until you see those things, because, we are very privileged here. Yes. We don't utilize all of our resources, and that's very key what you said. But you got to get out there. You got to see other parts of the world in order to know, hey, you're still blessed here, but you got to get out and branch out. So I mean, this is amazing.
The world is yours.
Push into the wind and chase your dreams sometimes. And I know there's probably people that you told what you wanted to do, and they probably was looking at you like,
Africa, Ghana, are you serious?
Why would you do that? Or that's not gonna work. Like one thing you gotta do is when you have a vision, sometimes you can't tell certain people.
Right.
Because even with this show,
but for me it was motivation, honestly, because when people doubt me, it's like, I'm gonna show you.
It's motivation.
It's motivation for me. And I believe that when I was talking about it, first of all, I wasn't confident in myself to say it out loud too much. But once again, like I said, I had to build that up and say it confidently, like I'm going to, not I want to. I'm going to do this. And
you were prophesizing. You were prophesizing. You was putting it out there.
I manifested it all. Okay. So
I love it.
I was like, I would tell my family, and I feel like, oh, okay, they're listening, but they're not taking me seriously, until I actually I brought them there in April, and they seen it for themselves, and they was like, oh, okay, like we now see the vision. But sometimes it's all right. Your vision resonates with you for a reason, and it's not for other people to understand what your vision is. So if nobody's on board, don't worry about it. They'll come on board when business is booming. By that time, it's too late.
So let me ask you a question. As a business owner, whatever, like you said, there were some people that weren't, didn't believe in your vision or wasn't supportive of it. How did you shape that? How did you feel about that? Because I'm gonna be honest with you. Even with this show that we got going on, we have some people that are supportive, but it's a lot of people that I thought that would be supportive of what we're doing, being that I was so supportive in everything that they did, that I haven't even got a congratulations. I have taken off work to go to people graduations, funerals, just to be there for people. And even this show costs nothing to support. I mean, like, I'm not trying to sell no merchandise. I'm not trying. The only thing you have to do to support is download an app and listen, or chime in, or call in. And we have family and friends that don't even want to do that.
Right.
Literally, you would send them the text message. They don't even respond to acknowledge that they even got it. You know what I mean? You'll see them on social media promoting other people's businesses, other people's things, and they won't even share your post, like your post, or nothing. And I'm like, it's very discouraging. I'm like, who made these people?
Right.
So how do you make that feeling?
For me, like I said, I honestly, I didn't really care at a point in time. Like I said, my grandfather, he was the first one that told me, no, it don't make sense. It don't make sense for you to go to Ghana and you live in America. It don't make sense for you to do business there and blah, 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 blah. Now, once again, that to me was motivation, because like I said earlier, God gave me the vision, right? When I say he gave me the vision, I was at work one day. I used to work at the post office, and it was like I was daydreaming, and it was clear as day what would have happened. Like, he just showed me what it would be. And it was so profound that I got goosebumps. I was like, wow, like, it felt so real. And I just knew that I had to stick with it. And I kind of know like what's to come with that, being that my vision is so big. And what they say, if people don't believe in your vision, it's not big enough. So I was okay with it. I was fine with it. And like I said, at a point in time, I know exactly what was going to happen. They were going to be on board, because my family supports me regardless. So they were going to come on board. I just had to lead the way. Then with all the publicity that I've been getting, I knew that was going to happen too, because like I said, God gave me the vision. So when you follow his lead, he does not fail you at all.
Not at all.
So
not
I was like,
all.
I'm going to do what he asked me to do, what he put me here to do. And it's not only just about the food truck, but it's about, once again, showing African Americans that it does not stop here in America.
Yes,
showing African Americans that you can live in Africa comfortably. You can't start a business.
I want to piggyback on what you did, not piggyback, but backpedal on something that you said. You said you were working at the post office. So I know that's like considered a good ass job.
I was just going to say that's like a top of the line ideal job. Yes.
Yes. A federal job.
Yes.
Are you not?
Yes.
I know you got that. I know you got that. Like,
yes. Even the people at my job were looking at me like, because once again, even though some people say, not to tell everybody or whatever the case is, but for me, I like to document things. So when I do it, because I know I'm confident in myself at this point, it's going to be like, remember I told you, like, we had this conversation and you didn't believe me, and now I'm here doing it. So people at my job were saying, why would you do that? And why don't you just wait till you can retire, and you're going to lose your pension? And I was at the post office for 8 years. I started when I was 20 years old. So once again, people are looking at me like I'm crazy for picking up and leaving. But that environment, that lifestyle of going to work every single day and being told what to do, and I was in the factory, so it wasn't like I was out. And I like to explore. And I said, I know this is not the end for me. Like, I need to be out, and I need to use my talents, and I need to do more in the world and not just be stuck here. So plus 2-3 weeks of travel a year is absurd. I'm like, that can't work for me. So I can't do that.
Oh, no, that definitely did not work for her family.
Exactly.
Hold on 1 second. Fatima, you got to rejoin me at the Instagram.
Okay. I seen that something happen.
Excuse me, lady. This is so awesome. This is so awesome.
Hold on.
Okay. I'm trying to see how to turn on my light.
I want to say that for what she said, that it's not that is not enough vacation for them. When I tell you that this family, they don't stay in America, okay?
I'm going crazy because of this pandemic.
In China today and be like in Aruba in like next week. Her aunt works for the same company as I work for, and I think that she's sleeping with somebody, and she got more vacation time than anybody in the country. Because I don't understand how she gets to travel like this. Yeah, I'm gonna
find ways. You gotta make it happen.
That's an awesome thing. That's so beautiful.
And they travel as a family. They go everywhere, all across the world.
That's great.
Mm-hmm.
And every family should be, you know, entitled that opportunity. You know what I'm saying? To travel and to see, you know, the likes of, you know, I mean, we don't know. We're actually from that land.
Right.
And we don't know, you know, what resources we haven't even seen it. You know, we're here fighting a battle that we may not need to fight. We may need to pick up our bags and go over there and start rebuilding and regrouping.
Where the African countries are saying that y'all could come here, you know, y'all won't.
Right.
Oh.
And you know, it was a Akon interview that I seen, and he was basically saying that if you go to Africa and stuff, because he was saying, why are we here? Like, why are we accepting this injustice? Right now, people here believe that we don't have anywhere to go, and that is false. That is a lie. We have somewhere to go. We have somewhere where we are wanted and we're accepted, and where we can build and actually own our own. This house, you don't ever own anything here. So you can I'm in the process of trying to get land in Ghana as we speak. So it'll be mine. Absolutely. Here you don't own anything. You back on some payment, and they'll take it right away from you. So he was basically saying, you go to Africa and you start a business within the next 5 years, you can be like a multi-million dollar company. And that's true, because there's things there that they don't have that you can go there and build and be the first one to build it and make it an entire company.
You the plug, sis. You the plug, queen. I'm loving it.
Where do you live at in Ghana? Do you have your own apartment or house?
Yeah, so I have an apartment. I didn't want to be in a house because, once again, it's me by myself. So I wanted to be around other people. So I live in an apartment in East Legon, which is in Accra, the city. My apartment is $500 a month. I have 2 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, huge space. It's very comfortable. I have a video on my YouTube channel if anybody want to go look at it. So
yeah, give them all your platforms.
Huh?
I said plug. Shout out your YouTube channel.
Oh, so my YouTube channel is called Deja's Views. So it's my views on life, my views on travel, my views in Ghana. That's DEIJHA 'S Views VIEWS. That's my YouTube channel. There I show the beginning stages of me building my truck. I show me finally finding my apartment. I show the middle stages, the end stages. I show me having my first customer. And me driving in Ghana. I show everything. I try to be as transparent as possible.
Hold on. You said, so you drive in Ghana? So
yeah, so
they're like on a different side of
it's the same side.
Oh, no. I was going to say, man, how do you transition if you come back to the States? I mean, you got to be the bomb if you can drive on both sides.
No, it's the same side. And
the steering wheel on the same side as well?
The who?
The steering wheel and the cars are on the same. Oh, okay.
Yep. And that's another thing I wanted to say, like, the transition to me was really not hard. They speak English there. Majority of the people speak English, so it's easy to navigate. They have Uber there. It's easy to navigate wherever I want to go. I now have like my own personal driver, Brahm. He's been with me since like day one, since October, and he takes me anywhere I need to go. And that's I drive his car sometimes because I know he'd be tired of driving.
Are you learning the language?
Yeah, so I'm working. This company just reached out to me I'm going to do online classes while I'm here to learn Tree. So Tree is the main
language. Okay.
The main language. And then they have Ga, but Tree is like the main one. So I'm going to learn that. I need to learn it. But the transition is not as hard as it sounds. I feel like the thought of it was harder than actually doing it.
Than actually transitioning? That's amazing. Okay.
I just want to say that I'm like so proud of my generation. Cause us 20-year-olds, 20, cause I'm 25. They are so adventurous. I have a cousin that's living in what is that, Dubai right now too. She went and took opportunity to live out there for work. I'm just like, y'all so adventurous and fearless, and it's like I love it. Y'all are not, handcuffed.
We don't got time to be playing with these people out here no more. That's the thing.
Deja has a whole. I might be talking too much, but Deja got a whole. She has a whole boyfriend and everything. That she not laughed, but didn't let that say, well, I cannot leave my boyfriend because I gotta go. I gotta stay here with her, stay here with him.
He knew what he was getting himself into.
Everything, like she threw caution to the wind and literally chased her, pursued her dream and executed and everything. And I'm just like so proud of your story. And I just want to continue, that black girl magic, doing what you do.
Y'all gonna see me. Y'all are gonna.
It's a wonderful testimony. I'm just this right here, Deja, is just, this testimony just let me know this was God solidifying that everything is a go. Everything is a go. It should be no fears. It should you just turned me into the most fearless. I mean, I was already fearless. I'm already a go,
No,
as it is.
It's
this
like,
is just like
something that's made up in your mind. I wrote on my Instagram today that people cripple themselves from believing their excuses. Like, we make excuses to make it seem like we can't do certain things. And we actually believe it, but that's all false. Like, once again, it's another
excuses.
I cannot stand excuses.
I hate excuses. I feel like if it's anything that you want to do, anything you want to do, any place you want to go, it doesn't matter. You could do it.
You can do it.
I really do think that excuses is just like the saddest thing you could do. I mean, it's things that I've been invited to stuff, or somebody asked me to do something, and I will sit there and try to figure out a way to make it happen. So when I make excuses, I'll be like, really?
Exactly. Is you wasted, like, I don't even like to hear it. Don't come. I feel like the journey that I'm on, I don't want to hear no excuses. I have like a few people that reach out to me and they're telling me, they want to move to Africa too. They want to do a business, but don't come to me if you're not serious, because you're going to waste my time, and I could give my time to somebody else who's serious. And you come to me and you already coming to me with excuses. I don't want to talk to you. I don't need that energy over here. I don't need none of that. So
you can't have that energy around you. You can't. Absolutely cannot.
Look, I will leave you on red. Like, don't waste my time.
I love it. I love it. Well, this is amazing, sis. Like, I'm so proud of you. This testimony, God has blessed you, and He put you in a position that you are going to open the floodgates for a lot of women, a lot of people. He sent you over there for a reason, and I know it's for you to open up the gateway. You are going to be the pathway for a lot of people, for Him to uplift and save in that same manner that
you're encouraging us. So you imagine how many other people that this is, how encouraging your story is. And I just want to say, keep on shining, keep on doing what you're doing, and be safe and make that money.
Yes, get that money.
Not auntie when you make it real big. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, y'all gotta come to Ghana.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm coming, because my husband is there. So you ain't gotta tell Bone Quisha twice. I'm coming over there with makeup and coming to find my African hubby.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm
with
telling
the big old anaconda.
Baby, you already know our scope of mouth. There it is.
You guys will love it. You guys will love it. I'm telling you.
All right. Well, we appreciate you. Tell them all your platforms and everything. Tell them how to. You said the YouTube. Tell them your Instagram and everything, so people can follow you and reach out to you. And if they want to donate and help you build your business or whatever. This is a profound story, And if they want to visit and, you know, talk some stuff with you, let them know how we reach you. Let them know.
Shout out to everybody on Instagram and Facebook that's tuning in.
So my YouTube, once again, is Deja's Views, right? I have a website also, dejasviews.com. So it's DEIJHAS views, VIEWS.com. On my website, I sell Ghanaian products, shea butter, raw shea butter, cocoa butter. I sell straw bags, handmade straw bags that from this guy that I met. They're really beautiful. And I also provide services for other people who is interested in moving to Ghana, who wants to just have a conversation on how to get started. Once again, my experience will be my experience, your experience will be yours. But I think that when somebody comes to me with a vision, I like to give them that extra push, because sometimes that's what we need to believe in ourselves. So you can go on my website for those services and those products. And then my Instagram is Deja's Views as well. So everything is Deja's Views, DEIJHASVIEWS.
All right. We love it, Deja.
We want to give this number out one more time before she go. If anybody want to call.
Is the phone on, sis? Because last time we was popping.
I think it's on.
I'm going to get you if it's not.
929-231-6415 is the number.
All right, Deja.
Anybody that want to call in and ask Deja any questions or chime in on anything that we were discussing. What are your how do you feel about, you know, what's going on in America and all the injustice?
So I don't like to see it. I really don't. It breaks my heart to see it. But I'm starting to come to a point where it's like people, what are we going to do? Like, even with the marches, I'm not against the marches, but I went to a march before, and after I was like, what, I don't know what it did.
What purpose it served? What purpose it
right.
served?
So I do see changes happening. However, I want to feel like when I'm marching for, at the end of it, it's like, okay, we did this. We're getting this done specifically. So I just want to see more being done. I don't know how that can happen here, or if we will ever see equality as Black people here. But I just want, I want to figure out a way that,
more
something
results
has to change. I do see a change happening, though. Don't get me wrong. And I kind of think it's because of the riots more than the protests.
Of course.
The rioting and the looting. I think it's more because of that. People are now getting afraid of, now they have to spend their money to get their things fixed. So it's like, all right, let's just give them what they want for now. They're going to die down. But no, we got to keep putting our foot on their necks and letting them know that we need this.
I'm having people text me. I don't know. Y'all not hearing it? The number
You're
is
right, Deja. You're right.
929.
And you can always move to Africa. That's my hope.
We could always move to Africa, right? And be back home. We can always go back home.
Africa.
We could always go back home. You're right.
All the resources we ever need is in Africa. Whatever is not there, you can build it, and it'll be your own business, your own company, and just solve whatever problem you see there.
You know, when I first started my company, the first vision that I had was Glorious Cosmetics Africa. I remember taking a picture of some young African young ladies on a throne with the head wrap, and they had on lipsticks and I had everything, and I put my company logo underneath it, and I said Glorious Cosmetics Global. And then I called it's a family. I grew up in the projects in Brooklyn. And so it's a family that of two African young ladies that my mom babysat. Mm-hmm. And we call each other sisters. And I called Rachel. She's in college now. And I said, Rachel, I said, I need you to model some of this makeup. And, you know, we started talking about Africa. And I was like, man, when are you guys visiting? I want to visit with you all and whatever. And we talked about it. And she was like, well, you know, big sis, when you get it together, when you're ready, you know, we can go, because they don't have a lot of the stuff that they have here. So, you know, when I first started my organization, that was where I was like, because I looked it up and I seen that it was a couple of successful African women who made makeup companies, and they were very successful out there. So I said, man, maybe you know, America is so saturated, right. And you know, you got to be a big wig to make it big. You got to almost sell your soul to make it big here. I said, what if I take it another direction? What if I say the heck with America, and I go over there with people of my own likeness and come up with some products and a skin brand, you know, like that. Then I seen Black China out there with her with her skin company and everything. I was like, man, this is amazing. So yes, this is a blessing.
And you see, when they have their weddings, all their face be beat. I'm telling you, they will spend the money for whatever they need to get done. So
and they have the money. They have the money. Yeah, their wealth gap. Africans come here wealthy. We're in poverty, but their wealth gap is way higher, you know, over there, and that's why they have a different attitude. And we think they're arrogant, but they're not you know, oppressed like we are here. And they come with their dignity. They know their culture. They know their heritage. They know their wealth, and they have it. The average African family is wealthy out here.
Banging naturally. They be having the big breasts, the big titties, the flat stomach.
Big old booties. It's all that food they eat.
Nah, when the first Africans moved here, they had the most expensive pocketbooks and shoes. They put us onto the game, the African ladies. I mean, they break bread. Every African sister, brother you meet, they have wealth. They have intelligence. They have wealth. I mean, I'm coming. I'm gonna stop talking about it. I'm coming. You sold me. I'm on my way.
Who's he talking to?
I'm talking to Deja. I'm coming, baby.
Okay, so I don't know. You guys are texting me. I don't know if the phone is working or not, but I think that's the number. 929-231-6415.
Well, Deja, it was a pleasure having you. So excited about your story and everything. I think it's time for us to take a break. We almost off anyway.
Okay, guys, so we're gonna take like a 5-minute break, and we're gonna come back and we're gonna talk about the whole Tekashi and Nicki Minaj snitching. What is really snitching, and what do y'all feel on, you know, her doing a song with him and everything? So
we're gonna talk about rats. That's how y'all know it in the hood. The new word is rats.
Tune back in.
Talk about ratting.
Okay. All that. That's next on the table to discuss.
All right, Thick Girls Radio.
Look,
wonderful, magnificent.
Oh,
really?